Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and grand night to the beautiful divine mirage watching this mindful message. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another higher observation. And understand, before we even get into this, make sure you like, subscribe for more divine messages. And as you can hear, it's pretty windy, but it's honestly a peaceful day. It's honestly a day for us to keep on grinding, a day for us to keep on getting better. Let nature take its course. This video is going to be made with pace, but also shout out to a supporter who he sent me a message and he basically asked, what's the name of the feeling you get when you close your eyes and it seems like you're spinning and it is the best feeling ever, but almost hurts to keep doing it longer it goes. Eyes roll into the top of your dome. Can you exit through that? So the name of this is called vestibular bliss, or you can say a pineal rush, you can say an adrenaline feeling through transitioning into the astral realm. That's what I would call it. So let's go and answer that. And can you exit through that? Yes and no, because, okay, so that feeling you get when it seems like you're spinning, it's the best feeling ever, but almost hurts to keep doing it longer it goes. Okay. So can you exit through that? So yeah, I put, basically, you can exit through that because this point right here would be like, I would consider it to be a doorway, or you could say a point of transition, because you're going from one state to another place. So the place that you're going to is the feeling that feels better whenever you are rolling your eyes in the back of your head. That's like why I would call it vestibular bliss, or I would call it pineal rush, because you're basically choosing to be addicted to a poison, because it's like your eyes may end up getting stuck. That's exactly why I would never try it. I would just be mindful. So by me even just looking out into this body of water or whatever, I'm able to now understand what I want to transition into as far as a feeling of a flow, a state of mind that I want to exist in. And a lot of times whenever I decide to do that, I get the exact same feeling where I don't have to put my eyes in the back of my shit or whatever the case may be, because I feel like to get into that doorway of getting into higher consciousness, for one, you would have to be able to understand where you are physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because the thing is as well, that doorway also has no limitations. So there are other experiences within that transition that you want to make a point in. But in order to get there, you have to be able to understand why you are going there and what you're going there for. So the thing is to, not saying that you shouldn't do it, you can do whatever you want. And the thing is to contradict everything, question everything, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. But when it comes down to what you want to become in your mindset, you decide to set that tone, or the initiator of being where you want to go into that place of realm or a place of mind that these realms are observing you through. And you are observing yourself in these realms because you are the observation of these realms that would never say, oh, I'm a realm experiencing what your mind is enslaved to in different physicalities of different, let's say, astral experiences or celestial or quantum or ethereal ways of being. But all these ways of being are just energies and multidimensional simultaneous time lapses that we keep on sleeping to when we're not aware of our reality. And I say that because too, with reality, we make it the initiator on where we want to transition into as far as the doorway. Because if we understand too, with the doorway of transition, I say yes and no, because you can get off into a higher realm and experience what you want to be in. But now, of course, to have that conscious awareness of being in these higher realms, because for that next question you put down, you put also the best sleep I ever had is when I am wide awake. Thoughts flowing, energy max, eyes closed. What is this? Is that what everyone talks about, having alpha state or some shit like that? So now the thing is too, I would call it just being consciously asleep. Because the thing is as well, whenever you get rid of fear and then you're able to maneuver over into a different portal of consciousness. Let me go ahead and make sure because the tree's going crazy right now. This is the best way for nature to just produce what it wants to be mentally compassionate with. And it's about to rain too, so it's all good though. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. But now we gotta understand too, whenever we get to this transition state of getting away from fear, we are now able to elevate beyond the separation of consciousness and the body. Because the body is separated from consciousness, but consciousness is not separated from the body. Our body is separated from a higher embodiment of consciousness, but consciously we are not separated from the body. Once I understood that as well, most people will get rid of that feeling because it feels too overbearing to get into that realm. So that's exactly why when I say yes to that, you can't get through that veil to pass through or exit through. And the thing is, too, that's like basically you hitting the eject button when it comes down to you leaving this realm or whatever. Or like in a Truman Show, when you walk up those stairs and you lead a set of this stage called life, you're basically able to now go into the observation of where your limitations were placed inside of your mindset through the body that you were possessing yourself into. Because you were playing your own game mentally that caused your physicality to become obedient to what your mind wanted to condition itself into going through. But spiritually, all you did was just observe yourself through both of these limitations that the physical embodiment of enslavement has plagued itself into being a virus into. So that's exactly why I would know if you still fear going through this feeling, then you won't be able to experience a higher way of feeling. Because you fear going through that intense vibration that's going to help you seek what you want to look for. But that's the problem though. Stop looking for things and just understand that what you're looking for is already in front of you when you open your eyes, even if they're closed. That's the whole thought process for a theta state, crossover or theta gamma state crossover. Because as well, even with REM sleep, theta sleep, whatever alpha state, you transcend that now. When you go through that feeling, you're basically entering a high vibrational trance that helps you understand that even though your body is asleep, your mind is still awake. So once you're going through that, that's when now you'll be able to understand too what your lucid experiences and downloads as well, because you're basically experiencing the infinite with divinity, because you're putting yourself once again through a test. And with this test, it becomes intense whenever you're able to become conscious in your sleep of mind. So in REM sleep, so let's say you awaken within 3 or 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. and you decide to go back to sleep after you use the bathroom or whatever, or you get something to drink. When you're in that state of mind, that's when you're able to affirm yourself or affirm your thoughts way stronger than what you did before you went to bed. Because when you went to bed, you still had distractions around you, had the lights on, you had people making noises in your house. So if you choose to live by yourself, you probably got music around, you probably got all these different things going on in your mind that you got to focus on, to where you're not being mindful, you're not being quiet. So if you're not being quiet with yourself, then you can't reach that vibration that you fear. Because the thing is too is silence. Silence can cause more fear than death could. And the thing is too, death is silent. When you are able to transition yourself through that phase of what ignorance talks too much about. Because death makes no sound. Death has no pain. Death has no vibration to resonate with. And death understands that it's not a real contradiction to even go through. So put we put teachings to study that cause us to believe a fairy tale that a book couldn't even articulate. A book couldn't even script out what death isn't, because we're not experiencing at this moment. But the thing is though, we're not even dead or alive. So we understand that you're always dreaming with your eyes wide open. So even if I do this, I'm still being aware of my surroundings, still being aware of what I'm sleeping in, but I'm dreaming with my eyes wide open, because now I decided to stop wanting to sleep so much. I decided to stop wanting to be in that feeling of just laying there and letting my thoughts just intrigue themselves. That's basically all it is, because sometimes before, it takes me a while to go to bed, and when I'm doing it, a lot of times I'll be able to sit there and then I'll become conscious of what I want myself to be weakened into. So it's basically through guidance. Because at that point, I've already made my way into the realms that are able to teach my spiritual capabilities, into transitioning over into my subconscious mindset for when I'm going to be able to wake up and start teaching myself throughout these days of my weekend. So because I'm putting in more work for myself, I basically was lucid dreaming for today, meaning that, for example, whenever I went to work and all that, work was smooth and everything like that. How was your day, by the way? Okay, great. So now even because of that, I understood as well too that when I was coming away from work, I decided to go to the gym. So because I went to the gym as well, did my push-ups, did my sit-ups, did shoulders, did chest, did abs, and also did legs as well, because I missed a day from yesterday. But even just doing all that, those different things helped me reach a higher state, because not only just that, I had motivation into my ear as well. There was also a day on Monday I worked out with no music, and that was honestly a therapeutic session that I was able to work out in. But just getting back to that flow of mind, it's like I'm okay with getting rid of sleep to become better. So it's like by me even being better, that's exactly why when I'm sleeping, I make sure to set the intention on what I want to put my mind into. Because, for example, what I just free game, whenever I'm expressing to myself of like how my day was, how satisfied I am, that's exactly why I can sleep better at night. Because no matter what I do, I can make one video, two videos, three videos, four or five or whatever, six, seven in a day. Because a lot of times I make 7 videos in one day. But when I get more free time, it's going to be way more than that. But talk is cheap. We just got to be able to just put it in action. So whenever I'm doing these things, I'll lay down and I talk to myself. But as I'm doing that, I'm not usually saying the words out loud, but I'm just thinking them out loud to where I get a chill up and down my body. So it's like I'm alchemizing my thoughts at this point. And then not just that too, it's like a desire for wanting these things that I already have, because I basically do the observation. I know what I have in life to where I don't need anything, but it's the mind that wants to get what it's basically owed, or it's owing itself. Because, excuse me, all I can give away is my talents, my gifts, my hard work, just my consistency, my effort, my discipline, all these things that I take into consideration as far as like just focusing as well. The concentration I have for my life now is just being the best man that I can be. So because of that, it takes me a while to even lay down and go to bed. But a lot of times too, though, it's because I'm constantly thinking about the next better idea for myself, the next teaching, the next topic for me to talk about for content creation. Because the thing is too, it's a purpose behind what I'm doing. So I'm not just doing it because, and let me go ahead and be aware of my thoughts as well. I'm not doing it to satisfy anybody personally. A lot of times whenever I tell you all the time as well, and the thing is too, I always say the exact same thing that adds up to itself, because I genuinely enjoy doing what this is. And the thing is, what is it? I'm basically expressing what I'm observing through my observation as a human being. And that's exactly why I would never tell you right from wrong, because even though I'm wrong, I'm still right in my righteousness. That's exactly why my wrongdoings are being considered of what I'm wanting to do consciously. Because consciously, my intentions are only loving. So I'm basically doing things that can only have a loving vibration for all of us to exist in or outside of, through your own interpretation of your own perception of your own reality. And that's exactly why too, with that state of mind, if you want to be able to understand what your guidance counselors are, because I basically call higher consciousness like guidance. So when I'm dreaming, I'm aware to dream, to where every day to me is deja vu. So it's like when I was meditating before I even made this video, I understood how calm it was to become calm in the mind, to where now it's not about to rain anymore, it seems like, but it's just very windy outside. But even just that, seeing this video, not overthinking it, and the thing is too, I had a whole wave of overthinking, and it just seemed as if like I couldn't get my mind to mutate itself into making sense to myself. And that's exactly why overthinking got me lost in my way of just thinking out loud without any form of judgment or criticizing myself, because it's not about what I'm doing, because I just have to just do it. So because I'm just doing it, whenever you're going into that realm, you have to just do what you want to do. And the thing is too, you have to be able to be aware of that message that you want to send for yourself for today, because you are your future's present past. But that's the thing though, when you let go of the past and what you fear about it, there is no way that you should be losing in life, because who you used to be was just losing in life. But because you're winning, because you're doing better, it's one thing to try, but when you're wanting to do better, there is no trying anymore. You're constantly doing it without any excuses. And the thing is too, I'm dead tired. I didn't want to make this video for today, but I told myself, you have to do it. You should do it, because somebody out there can take this message for today and they can feel better for themselves. They can support themselves way more than what somebody else could. They can take this information and then use it for their own sorcery, to where now they're enhancing their lifestyle off of just being able to learn from my contradiction. That motivated me. But, okay, so let me go back. I just want to make sure. So now, okay, but yeah, no, I basically answered your question, honestly. I just wanted to make sure that everything I said was just pretty accurate towards my criticism because, I'm never really satisfied. But I do want to get back to that exit point. You have to be able to understand how to also live in reality. Because a lot of times, speaking from experience, I do like to play delusional with the life that I'm living in because I understand that it's all a dream, it's all an illusion, but that illusion still holds memory to my physicality or my physical makeup. So whenever you do go to the exit point of life, whenever you walk off the stage of life and you observe it, this is for somebody who goes into that trance because both of these are just a trance state of mind that you can hypnotize yourself into being in. So when you exit through the stage of life, you can lose your way. But always remember though, you are the enlightenment that's holding the bearing of a torch that you have to walk into holding up into seeing what you weren't seeing before in the darkest perception of what your mind never seen itself revealing itself into being enlightened in. Whenever you're holding that torch as you're walking through that doorway with no light on, you are the light that's able to observe all these mirages that you exist in. Because now you're able to now illuminate the room that you're walking into because you're being the room, lighting up your thoughts into what you never seen before. That's how you know it's a confirmation. And of course, you can take it how you want to take it or whatever the case may be. But to me, I feel as if being in tune with nature, you'll be able to understand that what you're saying isn't far-fetched from what you know. So a lot of times, when you're outside with your mother, she'll give back and pour onto you just the thoughts that you may think it's a struggle to say, but no, you just say them. Because remember, when you exit the way of life, you still enter a new way of living. No matter what you do, keep on living because the moment that you do begin to exit your body, because that is the exit point from the stage, by the way, because remember, your body is in prison, not your mind. So now when you're able to understand too that the body's within this mindset's form of what it was conditioned to see, but it can't see its own perception. So because it's not able to live outside of that transmutation of higher energy that's observing itself, whenever you're able to go outside of that, the exit point becomes what you are able to enter into. And that's just basically the realm of being. And with that realm of being, you're able to now guard your thoughts because you became a guardian. Because remember, when you keep exiting your body, you don't tend to be here anymore. You daydream. You start doing things for yourself. And it's not for you because remember, your intentions are if somebody supports you, you do all that you can with dignity and morality and being compassionate and honest. You do those things to help somebody else feel better about themselves. Because you know that life can deliver anything it wants for you. So you're just living, you're existing. Because when you are able to see your future every day, I'm talking about to where you can taste what your future tastes like. Like, have you ever had a feeling, like a sensation to where when you see your future, when you're able to hold on to it, when you're able to maneuver it, to where you're able to walk into it, to where you see it every single day, to every step you make, every sound you sound out, every word that you say, every thought that you have, every action that you're taking, every choice that you make, it's so profound, it's so proficient, it's so efficient to where you make it precisely to where you remember what you were doing in that realm of sleep. Because when you go to bed at night, you become conscious of what you're wearing. So you're not sleeping anymore. So you don't really get tired for real. Because what is being tired when I'm tired right now when I wake up from my realm of sleeping? And I'm not even sleeping for real. Because what I'm basically doing is helping myself understand that me being able to rest in what I was working on helps me work harder for tomorrow. Basically, my mind has to manipulate my body into thinking that it's going to get rest, but realistically, the rest never rests. So why should I rest right now when rest is not even tired? So what is being tired when I'm tired right now? But I'm still working harder, still being better, still thinking better. And the thing is too, today was just a focus point of whenever you do go into those ways of hypnotizing yourself, from the first question and the third question, you have to be able to never lose your way of consciousness because when you do, you will find a dark source of thinking. So where now you're not going to be able to do things in your way of alignment for thinking better. So where now there will be a source of energy that will maneuver itself into your body. It'll feed on itself inside of your intestines, and then when you digest it constantly, it'll give you not even, I don't know, I was gonna say radiating energetic transference of the script that it was planted into implementing for your body. Your body will then have a symbiotic bondage with this parasite. The parasite will now manipulate your consciousness like Plankton and SpongeBob. It'll do this with your consciousness, your left brain, your right brain. And then once that happens, you won't be able to be you anymore. The being will be a better you, and you can be better for you. And not only just that, when AI becomes what humanity wants to be, people are going to start seeing a real mirage of AI living out the human experience and the human experience. So where now humanity will devolve so much to where AI will do a better job of being human than a human being. And all this stuff comes from being aware of the future when you go to bed at night. Like, that's exactly why once I've been able to find spots in nature to just think, I'm starting to just understand life way more every single day. And the thing is too, if I had life figured out, I wouldn't be here right now. But I have my thoughts figured out. That's exactly why, if you just see this right now, it's like the veil of Lucifer up here cannot diminish the way that we are infinitely being above that observation. That's exactly why there is a way of luminescence or a luminous being. That's why it's able to depict a certain way of radiating its enlightenment upon this whole entire realm of ignorance. Which is why when you observe your body outside of the veil above the clouds of deception, you'll be able to deceive deception into deceiving itself. To where now you manipulate life into being the biggest manipulator for itself. To where now karma will technically avoid you, but it won't be avoidant of you. It'll still be conscious of you, but you have to be aware of what you're doing for consciousness, for it to not have a karmic cycle of you coming back to damnation. Which is why if you intend to do better, even if you know how to do better in life, if you intend to not do better, then karma's going to whoop your ass for sure. But if you intend to do better and you're doing better and you're living better, but you're giving out things that can be a betterment for your own satisfaction that you basically don't care for, life will now deliver way more for you because you don't care to have whatever you used to want. Because remember, all that you really need is life. And I'm talking about the basics in life. It's like nothing else can satisfy me but learning. That to me is better than a Christmas present, a birthday present. It's better than getting a gift for graduation. It's better than just getting a gift for being a great husband or boyfriend or whatever. Just being a great friend, a great person. It's just better to just live and then being able to receive what your solar awareness was observing itself wanting to think about. That's the problem. My thoughts want to think about this way of sleeping. And the thing is too, I still can't sleep at night for being better because I want to be better. It's like, it's hard for me to sleep whenever my purpose is right in front of me. You feel me? It's like, when I think about it like that, there's no way that I want to be able to lose whenever this race of life is consuming me into wanting to go back to my old ways. But being better can't make me go back to my old way of living because that wasn't the best version of myself. Whenever you find out what you want to be, you become it every single day by just being it. And the thing is too, you have to lose sleep to being better in life. And it's going to suck and it's going to hurt and it's just going to cause you to be exhausted. You have to tell exhaustion, hey, you can rest later. We got work to do. When your purpose is standing right in front of your doorstep or right over your bed, looking at you, saying, you got all this time. And I'm right here in front of you. What you gonna do about it? You have to be able to look at yourself, at that mirror that's standing over you and tell yourself, I won't let you down. I'm going to get to where that is. And the thing is too, that's why with faith, even pouring into a mustard seed as well, by faith being stronger. The thing is, when you can see what you're being in conscious sleep or vestibular bliss, you have to be able to rush those lower lustful ways of what you could get into, put that into a better way of manipulating the future purpose that you can stand over and look into and be like, I remember looking up at my purpose to where I didn't think I was going to make it. But now that you made it, you tell yourself, how can I make it better? You made it in life, so how can you make it better in life? That's all it is. Life basically means you get better every single day to where you have no chance of making excuses. You have no time to be resting because you have things to do. You have work to work on. And that only comes down to not wanting to be mediocre. And the thing is, too, the average person does go to bed at night. It takes a champion or a winner to take a nap, maybe have 3 or 2 hours of sleep, maybe even 1 hour of sleep, maybe even a nap. And then you're still functioning throughout the night and throughout the day as well. And you're still constantly posting or you're constantly working on yourself, even when you gotta go to work or even if you have to go to work for the next day. It's like when you're able to do that, life is not going to sit here and say, I want you to fail, because realistically, it wants you to fail. But that's the problem though. You can only fail when you think about failing. There is no failing to a champion who wins every single day by failing. You failing is the reason why you succeed in life. And the thing is too, your successes come down from what you're doing for today. That's all that matters is today. And the thing is too, I went and recently got a calendar. Basically now I want to see my choices and I X them out every single day. I don't put nothing in the calendar. All I know is though, my days for retaining energy, my days for being healthy. I got apples in my back. So I know somebody asked me about, what I eat and all that. So I'll make a video for that. But usually what I eat in a day and all that. A lot of times I'm drinking water, a gallon of water, or I'm eating fruit. I can't make this up. And then so I want to bite into it because then it's going to start deteriorating and all that. So I'm going to do that when this video ends. But basically, I've been able to get into this mindset to where nothing's going to stop me but myself. That's exactly why to this video, to anybody who's watching this, your support system has to be you and you and you and you. And not only just that, all the yous over there that are watching you in the background, tell them to come over here and stop hating on themselves through you so that you can support you through them. And the thing is too, when they support you, now you have all the support that you need to succeed in life. Because remember, you not even just believed, you always knew that you could achieve what you saw. And the thing is too, people can't see what you're seeing right now, but you embrace it, you embody it. You know what that feels like every single day, because remember, life is an infinite feeling that can't feel what it's feeling. So what are you feeling consciously? When consciousness has no feeling of what it saw, what it was living on, what it wanted to be. No matter what you want to be in life, be the best you that you can be. Stop making excuses, stop going back and forth with your thoughts and just do it. No intention, no sales, no, I'm not getting paid to be endorsed by Nike. But realistically, you have to do what you have to do no matter what to be a better version of what you want to embrace yourself into becoming. You have to become a better you. Not only just that, who are you? That means become a better thought. Every day you have to better your thoughts. I would hate to have a thought I had from yesterday, but sadly, it may work out like that. But it doesn't matter though. Keep on, not even just trying, keep practicing. That's all life is. Life becomes a practice to where now you're the master of your mind. So how will you master your mind? And if you can't master your mind, trust and believe. And the thing is too, don't believe in anything that you may not know. But realistically, if you don't master your mind will be the master of you, to where then you will not transcend into your descendants. You will come right back into your descendants, and you will always be stuck at that veil that you can't exit from because you are too aware of not being knowing of what you should have been aware of in that conscious realm of sleep, or through vestibular bliss of putting your eyes in the back of your head, or just daydreaming, or consciously being asleep with your eyes closed or with your lids closed basically. When you cut down the shop is still open. You still have after hours. You still have more time to put in. You still have overtime to put in as well. Even when you clock out of work, you still have to go right back into working on yourself as well. That's exactly why you have to stop being a victim. Stop beating yourself up if you don't get to where you want to be in life. No. Do what you can. And not only just that, be better than what you can be. Because the thing is too, what you want to be in life is not what you can be in life. Because what can you be in life when you already became what you already wanted to be, or you could have been? Because what you could have been is already what you are right now. But the thing is though, how can you see that? How can you gravitate that towards your life right now? By focusing on what you can control. And that's basically the thoughts that you have for yourself for today. Have a great and celestial afternoon. I just want y'all to just look at this real quick before I end this video. Damn. To me, this is life. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection.